Losing your job is incredibly stressful. Figuring out how to replace that lost income, it can honestly feel like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded. But I promise you, it really doesn't have to be that way. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely demystify the Wisconsin unemployment insurance application process so you know exactly how to efficiently secure the benefits you absolutely need. With the right guidance, getting through this online system is entirely manageable. Let's get into it.
If you've recently lost your job, or hey, even if you've just had your hours significantly cut, I know it feels super overwhelming. But the very fact that you're asking how to navigate this process means you're already taking the right first step. You're taking control. Wisconsin, just like every other state, provides a safety net for folks who find themselves temporarily out of work through no fault of their own. But accessing that net, well, it requires a little bit of precision. So the absolute most crucial point here is that you've got to act fast. Wisconsin law strongly recommends filing for unemployment the minute you lose your job. To be specific, you need to file within the very first week you become unemployed, or at least within 7 days of the end of that week. If you drag your feet, you seriously risk losing benefits for that delayed time, because claims are almost never backdated unless there's some exceptional cause or a huge administrative error. The clock is ticking, so let's get you prepped.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover eligibility basics, the required docs, the step-by-step filing process, troubleshooting, post-application maintenance, and finally, a few additional resources.
Section 1. Eligibility Basics. Do you actually qualify?
The overarching rules here are pretty specific. First off, you need to have sufficient wages in what they call your base period, which is basically just the first 12 months of the 15 months before you file. You also have to be physically able to work, available for full-time work, meaning up to 32 hours a week in some cases, and you must be out there actively searching for a suitable job.
Now, understanding the separation rules is huge because this trips a lot of people up. If you were laid off or your company downsized, you generally qualify without an issue. But if you are fired for substantial fault, think violating reasonable company policies, or if you just voluntarily up and quit, you're likely going to face a disqualification. There are a few exceptions, though. If you quit for a statutory good cause, like domestic violence, military spouse relocation, or, being asked to do something illegal at work, you might still get approved. Just a heads up, if it wasn't a straightforward layoff, expect a fact-finding phone interview with the state within about 21 days.
Moving right along to Section 2, Required Docs. Time to gather your paperwork.
You're going to want to grab these core documents immediately. Your Social Security number is literally the most critical piece of the puzzle because the Department of Workforce Development, the DWD, has a federal mandate to verify your identity with the Social Security Administration in real time. If there's even a slight mismatch, it halts your whole application. You'll also need a valid email or mobile number, your Wisconsin ID, and your bank routing and account numbers so you can actually get paid via direct deposit. Now, here is a strict rule you really have to prep for. The 18-month work history requirement. You absolutely cannot just guess your previous job dates here. You need exact start and end dates, physical business addresses, down to the zip code, employer phone numbers, your pay rates, and the specific reason you left every single job you've had over the last year and a half. Seriously, do yourself a favor and write all of this down before you even touch a keyboard.
All right, Section 3, the filing process. Let's go through the step-by-step guide.
You'll want to head straight over to my.unemployment.wisconsin.gov. That is the one and only official portal. Once you're there, you'll read through the terms, accept them, and create a highly secure username and password. You're definitely going to need your phone or an authenticator app handy to verify your identity during this initial setup.
The system is going to walk you through these exact stages. And fair warning, it's a bit of a marathon. Depending on your work history, you might have to click through up to 60 pages of questions. You'll verify who you are, punch in that 18-month work history we just talked about, and explain exactly why you separated from your last job. Then you'll choose how you want to get paid, either direct deposit or a prepaid Visa debit card. Finally, you'll hit a summary screen. But listen carefully. Your application is not officially complete until you hit submit and the system gives you a confirmation number. Do not close your browser until you see that number.
Section 4. Troubleshooting. Let's talk about some common issues so you can avoid them entirely.
So, unlike pretty much every other modern website on the internet, the Wisconsin Unemployment Portal has actual operating hours. I know, right? It is not available 24/7. You can only apply online Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. A huge pro tip for you, literally set an alarm on your phone for these specific windows so you don't get locked out when you're finally ready to file.
Another massive pitfall to avoid is ignoring your real-life mailbox. Even though you apply online and yeah, you'll get some email alerts, all the formal legal determinations about your eligibility are sent exclusively through snail mail. If you happen to move, you've got to update your address in the portal immediately, otherwise you might miss a crucial deadline and lose your benefits entirely.
On to Section 5, Claim Maintenance. Here's how you actually keep the benefits flowing.
Submitting the app isn't the finish line. It's time to build a new routine. Within 14 days of applying, it is mandatory that you register your resume online at jobcenterofwisconsin.com. Miss that deadline, and you won't be eligible for benefits for any week prior to the date you finally do it. From there, you have to log into the unemployment portal every single week to file a claims certification, which is where you document at least 4 distinct job search actions you took that particular week.
And I need you to remember this number, 52. You must hold on to physical or digital proof of those weekly work searches for 52 weeks. That's a full year. Why does that matter? Well, the DWD actively audits these searches. And get this, according to their own reps, more than 75% of work search reviews end up with weekly certifications getting denied simply because people couldn't provide adequate proof. So keep those records organized.
Section 6, Extra Resources. Where to go when you just need some help.
Look, if you genuinely can't get online, or you hit some weird technical glitch that the portal won't let you bypass, grab your phone. The official helpline, that's 414-435-7069, is your direct lifeline. They've got claims specialists ready to assist you during normal business hours, and if you need help in another language or an alternate format, they can totally coordinate that for you too.
Real quick, a quick disclaimer. Please keep in mind that while this explainer is designed to be a super practical, comprehensive guide to help you navigate the system, it's for informational purposes only. It should never take the place of official advisement from the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development, and it doesn't count as professional legal assistance. Everybody's employment situation is unique, so treat this as a solid starting point. So gather up those documents, write out that 18-month work history, and definitely watch the clock for those specific portal hours. I know, up to 60 pages of questions sounds completely intimidating, but if you just take it one step at a time, you can absolutely secure the support you need. The portal's waiting. Are you ready to take control of your financial transition today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and best of luck on your journey forward.